The Glafagoog games have a special place in my heart, as they have housed some of my proudest gaming moments. It's amazing what me and others in the community have achieved in the past 5 years. But what haven't we achieved? Of course, in any normal game, there are going to be skill ceilings that haven't quite been reached yet, tricks theorized but never done by humans. Today, I'll be looking at 5 speedrunning tricks that have been proved to be possible but have never actually been performed. This list will go in order from most feasible to downright impossible, starting with number 5, True Task 3. In Glafagoog 8, level 3, many top level runners will just use 2 crouch clips to beat the level in 3.2 to 3.3 seconds. If you want to be the very best, however, you're going to have to take a more straight line path through the level. You start off with 2 crouch clips and then use this box to block the grumbly. This will net you a time of around 3.0 to 3.1 seconds. If you're a TAS, however, there's an even more crazy strategy you can pull off. Similar to the previous method, the first half of the run is the same, but after crouch clipping, you abandon the crouch clip and land on this small edge here. Then, you can barely clip here and head up into the level goal. This, in theory, can net you a time of less than 3 seconds, but the chances of a human doing this and getting a good time is extremely low. Nonetheless, this is fairly easy to be on this list, and I think all the top GG8 runners are certainly good enough to do this precise sequence. Number 4, Task Cycle 10. This trick was first theorized by me while I was creating the Glafagoog 7 BTT. This trick would take place right at the end of the run, but I was just trying to do it to set a level 10 world record. At the end of level 10, there is a vertical section with a grumbly. You must lure the grumbly down to the bottom, before going down yourself into the level goal. You are accompanied by a barrage of tennis balls, firing every 2 seconds. Most runs go after the fourth set of tennis balls, but I felt you could barely squeeze in front. I was not able to get it in my BTT, and so created a task to try and get it. After 2 straight hours of tassing, it was getting hopeless, but after some final optimizations, I finally got it to work. It might look easy, but check out how close I am to the grumbly here. This seems the most skill-based of the top 4, and so may be done soon. This would help push the Glafagoog 7 Community Summer Best down to within a few frames of the task, because every other level we've tied the task except for 9, where the task is 2 frames ahead. To do this strat, you need extremely quick movement in the first half, you need to get a perfect turnaround on the grumbly, you need to wait like a tenth of a second for the grumbly to move a bit, and then a perfect jump into the finish. Number 3, Task 1. Level 1 is such an optimized level. To prove this, here's 4 level 1s from 4 different world records. While these are 3 or 4 months old, this one is 16 months old, right when the game came out. So maybe it comes as a surprise that the task beats the humans by over half a second. Now, if you watch the task, you might believe it's easy, but that is certainly not the case. The thing is, while crouch clipping, you can't move. So, how does the task do it? Well, it's a process of crouch clipping, coming out of the crouch clip, moving, and then crouch clipping again. Rinse and repeat, and you have crouch walking. To do this trick, just spam crouch and hold right, and if you get the right click pattern, you can barely make it past the red and up to the level goal. I'm sure some Geometry Dash Pro would have no trouble learning these frame perfect click patterns, but we don't have one of those in our community. This is probably the hardest one on this list that I think will happen. Number 2, Single Box 3. This trick is one I haven't shown to anyone so far. That's because the Glafagoog 4 TAS version 3 is still in development. Level 3 is a level with many different ways to complete it, but the way we've settled on is putting a box on the bottom of the screen where it will accelerate downward, put the other box down, grab the first box and jump, and drop it. Here, the box drops almost instantly due to it gaining large amounts of downward speed, and we can land on it and then jump. With this, we can barely reach the grab radius of the golden box before we die, and continue. Gee, this setup sure takes a while. I wonder if we can skip it. Well, wonder no more, me, because this is Single Box 3. Using only one box, we can drop it and jump off it mid-air. We can then drop it and barely land on it before leaping to the yellow box. This one was difficult to even task, as everything was essentially frame perfect. I don't think this will be done, at least not in this way, but if you find an easier way to cross this gap with one box, drop me a comment on Scratch or YouTube. And finally, what you've all been waiting for, well, hopefully some of you have been waiting for, the hardest never performed speedrunning trick, left side. No, not that one, this one. Just wow. There's not much to explain here, as most of this stuff has already been mentioned. Usually you would go through level 8 like this, as I do in my world record. But instead, the task climbs up the left side, crouch walks under the weird sign, jumps off this tiny platform, barely clears the tennis ball, and graces the finish with Terry's non-existent knee. So this is, in my opinion, which is the correct opinion, the hardest task-only trick in Glafagoog. I hope if someone ever does this, they will hopefully break the Glafagoog 8 level 8 world record. Otherwise, it'd be a bit of a waste. Fun fact about this video, I made the whole thing in less than 24 hours. I think I'm losing my mind, I've been editing for 7 hours straight. I would put cash prizes on these tricks, but I don't know how to transfer money digitally, so I won't. But I will try to make a video if anything happens. If you want to try out Glafagoog for yourself, there's a link in the description. If you want to watch more interesting Glafagoog videos, or I hope it was interesting, check out my channel or the videos on screen. Bye!